Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is May 6th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a U.S. President Donald J. Trump dissolution of presidency event on the date of Thursday, May 7th of 2026, specifically to spawn the presidency of one J.D. Vance. So, exactly how the CIA plans to terminate a sitting U.S. president is obviously not known. But the most likely scenarios are as follows: an arrest for crimes he did not commit, a forced resignation, an impeachment by the House or the Senate, um, an assassination event, which is highly likely, a medical related event, um, dying in his sleep, a force majeure, an act of God, or some sort of accident. There's literally endless possibilities, but what we do know is that the numerology suggests that, in fact, Donald J. Trump is going to be neutralized in some form or fashion on the date of May 7th. Um, Firstly, the date of May 7th marks exactly 68 days since the CIA staged the ongoing U.S. Israeli war against Iran, starting back on February 28th of 2026. This number is important, the 28, because it's going to be reflected in the amount of days that Donald J. Trump is alive. I'm going to highlight that in a minute. But in the event of a second Iran-related event, Iran war-related event on the date of May 7th, it would mark two such events in 69 days. And so obviously the 26 equates to letter Z, which is an acronym for Zionism. And then, of course, it has the 69 numerology, which is a blood sacrifice number as evidenced by the nuclear attacks on Nagasaki and Hiroshima back on August 6th and 9th of 1945. Secondly, the date of May 7th marks exactly 472 days since Donald J. Trump became president of the United States back on January 20th of 2025. The number 42 or 24 equates to letter X, which is known internationally as the symbol of death. The 47 is the 47th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And of course, the number 72 or 27 is indicative and reflective of the 27 Club, which is an esoteric kill number, as evidenced by the laundry list of celebrities that have been murdered on this particular numerology, including Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, etc., etc., etc. Possibly most importantly, the evening of May 6 of 2026 marks exactly 29,181 days since Donald J. Trump became president of the United States back on, or was born, in Queens, New York back on June 14th of 1946. This number, 81, the Powerball number, so to speak, of this particular number is indicative of Switzerland and her CIA, because it is the National Day of Switzerland, August 1st. And the date of that would be the night of May 6th is 29,181, and then the date of May 7th is 29,182. 82 or 28 is reflected in the start of the ongoing Iran war, and it also reflects the date of the FBI raid targeting Donald J. Trump back on August 8th, 28 of 2022. This is key because the U.S. Department of Justice is currently prosecuting former FBI Director James Comey for threats to Donald J. Trump's life by publishing a meme which featured the numbers 8647. 86 is a mob hit number, which is 8 miles out and 6 miles deep is the, or something like that, to that effect, where they bury the bodies. 86 also means to be thrown out of. You get 86 from a bar, and 47 is obviously the 47th president of the United States. So this is all designed to foreshadow the notion that the FBI would be tasked with, or some sort of rogue agent in the FBI would murder Trump. In reality, of course, it's going to be an Israeli Mossad asset inside the White House. There's multiple dual Israelis in the White House, and then they blame it on an FBI agent. And there also may be dual Israeli U.S. Agents within the FBI, obviously, but that would be designed to spark a second American Civil War after the fact that they leak information that the FBI was in fact responsible for the suicide assassination of Trump, and that is not out of the question. Obviously, it wouldn't happen right away, but they would leak it down the road. And the notion that somebody linked to the Epstein files would in fact leave a suicide note was just revealed yesterday or this morning when they published Jeffrey Epstein, Donald J. Trump's former associate. They published his suicide note. So this is all getting ready because they're likely going to suicide Trump under guise of failing to win the Iran war, or failing to negotiate a successful agreement with the Islamic Republic of Iran, or failing to open the Strait of Hormuz, or under the guise of his precipitous drop in the polls. So I don't know what reason, but obviously it appears that Donald J. Trump will in fact be suicided on the date of May 7th of 2026. That being said, all the other aforementioned possibilities are obviously in play at this moment. Coincidentally, May 7th is the date, the 14th anniversary of Vladimir Putin coming to power. Just a side note. It's also coincidentally the anniversary of the formation of Jewish Autonomous Oblast, which is in fact the second Jewish state after Switzerland that is located in the far east of Russia, roughly 700 miles north of North Korea, which was founded back on May 7th of 1934. And lastly, the Make America Great Again slogan, which has branded the Trump campaign for nearly a decade, is coincidentally reflected in the date of May 7th, which is M, May, and G, Maga. This is also interesting, this numerology, because when Turning Point founder Charlie Kirk's wife was visiting his coffin, she was wearing a ring with the letter G. There's a gaudy ring that was when she was holding the rubber hand of Charlie Kirk, his alleged dead hand, which appeared to be a rubber mannequin type hand. And this was designed to foreshadow, because the Charlie Kirk assassination was a blood sacrifice, if you will, offered up to the assassination of Donald J. Trump at a later date. And so Donald J. Trump is slated to expire on MAGA Day, May 7th, 2026. Most likely, option A would be a suicide assassination of the sitting president, and then followed by possibly some sort of assassination event. I wrote a report today. There was an event in the White House Rose Garden this evening for some sort of a trans shooter from the construction crane, the massive construction crane that is in fact above the White House. And if you recall, the Secret Service just busted. They found a sniper's nest outside of the airport in Palm Beach County, Palm Beach International Airport, where Donald J. Trump lands in Air Force One, and that was designed to foreshadow this assassination event from an elevated position, and that is why Charlie Kirk shooter was also on the roof, because this is how they plan to claim that the shooter was able to climb the tower and then was able to get a view directly into the White House, or a direct line of sight onto Trump. And so that is why this ballroom, while I would predict that they are going to drag their feet, and they are going to use this crane either to topple it onto Trump or the White House to kill Trump, or to kill a Trump family member, or they'll use it as a position to shoot down at the White House at a future date, which was apparently today. But in the event, or considering that this was not able to transpire, they will likely go to the suicide assassination of Donald J. Trump. But that, like I said earlier, all possibilities are on the table for the date of May 7th, because the numbers suggest that in fact he would be terminated on this particular date. So obviously, if this comes to fruition in reality, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.